It's the NFL on EA Sports. And today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Fins and the Seahawks coming up next.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net. There are 4 yards. Two and now on first down. That swung out to Mostert. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Tua. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
A gain of 12, and a Dolphin first down.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big play there for the Dolphins.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
Back to the running game with Mostert. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
benefit from the fact that quarterbacks might just forget about the idea that they might be near the line of scrimmage. How about the anticipation there, sneaking in and making a big play in the backfield?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill there to make the grab. And the Dolphins take it right down and score on the opening drive.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. And racing, going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded right around the 8. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. A handoff to Penny, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now Smith. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. This is fielded at the 27. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
On 2nd and 9, Tua, and going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They get this out wide to Gaskin. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. After the turnover, it's Tua. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Tua to try again on 2nd down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Tua. Gets this one to Hill. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 on the Seahawks 14-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. He was searching for a lane, but on that play, everything closed very fast.
Yeah, so far, the one-on-one stuff up front, trying to block those big men, not really working too well. I'm thinking maybe some traps, maybe some sweeps to get them moving. That might help out a little bit to try and find some room to run.
He is going to find Hill here. And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for first and goal. Here's Mostert. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Again, it's Mostert. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Jalen Waddle from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now a throw here to his running back. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
The scoreboard tells the story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Smith. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, They feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. Nifty move. 35 yards that time on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now Tua. Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Buying time to his left. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run with Mostert, and he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, 2nd and goal.
It's definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
2nd and goal from the 1. One more time with Mostert. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert able to take it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. Boy, so if you are scoring at home, Charles, and God bless you if you are, but that's now 3 drives and 3 touchdowns.
So in a baseball game, wouldn't that wreak havoc on your scorecard?
Yes.
I mean, with all the action that's happening now, how they got here, whatever cliche you want to bring into it, they're locked into a groove, they're clicking on all cylinders. Bottom line, they're piling up the points.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-0.
Seahawks, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now Smith. He'll get this out wide to Penny. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Geno. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. At a potential turning point as they get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Miami. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Rashad Penny. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. It was Raekwon Davis with the tackle.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Geno now to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Raekwon Davis gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Throwing now is Geno. And that is incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything's working pretty well. For the defensive
what's
guy,
going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Tua going to throw. That escapes the sack. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 40.
Well, partners, a pretty easy explanation for his success in this one. He's very comfortable throwing the football. Did you just see that one? In the pocket, no real pressure, yet to be sacked today. When he's that comfortable, that leads to those types of completions.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef, that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second and 11 now. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That one complete to Hill. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now. Tua sets up to pass it. And this one's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, the big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try it now with Mostert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. So a big decision there to go on 4th down. Gets him not only the first, but gets him the touchdown as well.
And Brandon, you and I know that all these coaches tell us if every play is executed the way it's designed, it goes for a touchdown. But let's be honest, they were shooting for the 1st down on that one, and boy, were they fortunate to take it all the way in.
Sanders on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. Here's a give to Penny. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Let's go, first.
The Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw is Smith. And oh, a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's second and 10. Throwing is Smith. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
When you can count on one hand the number of completions you've had in a game and we're in the second half, that tells you it's really not been your day.
Yeah, but you're losing. You can't just abandon the passing game altogether.
Yeah, maybe you can get hot, string a few together, and get rolling.
The Seahawks on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is third and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So now first and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. To the air again, Smith. Going right side here, and that's complete. 7 yards to pick up there.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
3 yards remain for second down. Play action. It's Smith. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Now this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Dolphins on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Let's go! Let's go!
Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They hand it off to Mostert. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he's got some space here. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 45 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
This is Gaskin on the carry. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
We got 4. We got 4.
On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.